January is often the time when people make New Year's resolutions, things they want to start or stop doing in the new year. Have you made any resolutions for 2021, Georgina?
Well, for a start, Neil, I'm definitely going on a diet. Over Christmas, I really piled on the pounds with all that chocolate.
Yes, not to mention Christmas pudding. I'd already put on extra weight during lockdown, then even more over Christmas. So I definitely need to diet in 2021.
It's curious that we both made resolutions to lose weight, isn't it? I mean, most people overeat a bit at Christmas, then diet in January.
What are you saying, Georgina? Do you think we're worried people will call us fat?
It wouldn't be so surprising, Neil. After all, incidents of fat shaming are on the rise. That's what it's called when someone is criticised or humiliated for being fat.
In this program, we'll be asking where the attitudes behind fat shaming come from. We'll be hearing how anti fat attitudes are often implicit or unconscious.
Hang on though, Neil. Having a second slice of Christmas cake is hardly the same as being fat, much less obese.
That's true, Georgina. The word obese describes a person who's very overweight, with a lot of body fat. It's the term for a medical condition, measured using BMI, or the body mass index. It's on the rise in the UK. In fact, that's my quiz question. How many adults in the UK are affected by obesity? Is it A, 1 in every 3 adults, B, 1 in every 4 adults, or C, 1 in every 5 adults?
I'll guess B, 1 in every 4.
Okay, we'll find out the answer later. As you say, Georgina, the word obese has a very specific meaning. Here's Professor Abigail Sagai talking about the term to BBC World Service's The Y Factor. Listen out for when the word obesity started to be used.
The term obesity was coined in the middle of the 20th century as a concerted effort by medical doctors to say this is a medical issue, one over which we have authority and expertise.
Professor Sagai says the term obese was coined in the mid 1900s, meaning it was invented or first used in a particular way.
It originally meant an individual medical problem, something to be discussed between patient and doctor, but over time, obese has become a term of discrimination and abuse.
Psychology professor Chris Crandall has been involved in Harvard University's implicit bias projects, most famous for revealing racial prejudice. The tests also measure other kinds of biases, including weight.
Many of the beliefs we hold about other people are hidden from conscious awareness. So what goes through our mind, consciously or unconsciously, when we see very fat people? Here's Professor Crandall speaking to BBC World Service's The Y Factor.
We tend to think, at least in the Western world, of fat people as personal failures, as moral failures. People tend to think of fatness as an indicator of laziness, of overindulgence, of a lack of moral fiber, an unwillingness to take a hold of your own life. We, as everyday Americans and Westerners in general, tend to think that it's a personal attribute. It's a thing that you do to yourself, and as a result, you are deserving of scorn.
There is a commonly held prejudice that fat people are responsible for their condition because they're lazy, greedy, or lacking in moral fibre, the ability or determination to behave ethically or with self-control.
In the West especially, being fat or overweight is thought of as a personal attribute, a quality, characteristic, or feature that someone has. The idea is that fat people just are the way they are and have no one to blame but themselves. They should just exercise more or stop eating.
This leads some to treat them with scorn, a strong feeling of contempt or disrespect.
In reality, of course, weight isn't just about individual choices. How fat you are is also determined by environment and genetics, up to 80% in some cases.
And anyway, even if it was under personal control, fat shaming doesn't feel like the right way to help people lose weight.
So if it doesn't cause problems, maybe you can have that second slice of cake after all, Georgina.
Thanks, Neil, but I don't want to spoil my appetite for the quiz question you asked. Was I right about the number of UK adults affected by obesity?
What did you say, Georgina?
I guess the answer was B, 1 in every 4 adults.
Which was the correct answer. Fat is an issue affecting millions of adults in the UK alone, and with studies suggesting that obesity might be a negative factor linked to COVID-19, it's one that could affect millions more.
Food for thought there, Neil.